All right, guys, we are going to start another mixed coin hunt. Now it has been a little bit since I filmed anything. I've been been sick lately, and the Christmas, chaos has been crazy, and I just haven't been able to film anything. But these coins are from two different banks. Over maybe the last week, maybe even 2 weeks. The Chase has still been hesitant to let me return or get or exchange anything. But maybe about a week ago, I was able to return a little bit. I was able to finally return those $50 and those dollar coins and a few other rolls. And the only coins I got out of that bank, though, in return, I ended up getting some quarters. These ones right here, actually. Except for this roll. And then a portion of these loose $50 and dollar coins I also got from that bank. The rest of the coins I got from another bank. Actually, you know what? I just realized these actually came from 3 banks. So, yeah. So I got some of the $50 and dollars from my most local Chase, and the quarters. And then another day, I went and got these machine wrapped dimes. I actually initially had a bunch other nickels and machine wrapped dimes that I was going to put in this hunt. I only have 3 rolls of nickels here. Initially, I was actually going to do initially I got $80 worth of nickels, but they all were uncirculated 2025. Same with the dimes. The dimes I was able to exchange out. The nickels I unfortunately was only able to get a couple rolls in return. So those I got at that second bank, and I ended up only getting 2 rolls of pennies, and then I got some more loose dollars and $50. And then I went to another bank while we were out, and I've just been piling these up for the past while, so I have a ton of them. Didn't see anything spectacular. There's no silver in those $50. There might be an NIFC or 2 in the dollar coins. We'll have to look at those and see. But I'm going to get started with the quarters, and we'll work our way down in denomination. I'll start with this loose stuff. And for this portion of the video, I'm not going to use the tripod. I'm just going to do it, bring the camera up to show you the find. It looks like I'm going to get out to a couple other banks tomorrow. So I might end up pulling up the tripod for that. But I just don't want to deal with the tripod right now. So plus, I'm trying to conserve battery space, and doing it without the tripod helps with that. Anyway, so I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to look through these, let you know if there's anything in there, then I'll get into the quarters, and we'll see what we can find. I know based on the mix of denominations here, it's not necessarily a hunt set out for a ton of finds, because we don't have many nickels, and of course we don't have many pennies. So, but anyway, let's get into it. One thing I failed to mention in the intro is not all of those coins came from the same 2 branches. I ended up having like $40 worth of the dimes, and I think a couple of the custom wrapped quarter rolls ended up coming from a closer branch. So I didn't get all of that at 2 different banks, but most of it I did. All right, guys, this is actually really cool. I'm going through the $50. And there were a few of these in there. I pulled one out because I am going to hold on to one. 2024 Philly $50, which I don't have any of. I have found plenty of the Denvers, but I have not found any of the Philadelphias. So definitely going to put that one in the album. But for some reason, in the loose $50, there were a ton of 74Ds. There was 5 of them in total, and I actually think I have a DDO here. It's really hard to see, but it's pretty dang pronounced. Trying to... I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. The doubling on this one is very, very pronounced. So this is definitely, it looks like a DDO to me. I was looking at some other examples, and the letters don't look nearly as warped on the other examples. So I think we have a 1974 double die obverse here. I know these are not incredibly rare, but that was actually one of my bucket listers this year, to find an actual double die coin. And I actually think I might have found one. It's not in the best shape. It's got some smudging, but it's not in terrible shape either. So, I'll keep looking. I'll confirm it. And, yeah, that's a good find. That'll definitely get flipped up right away. All right, let's keep going. All right, so, I just looked at this, and, it is definitely a double die. And, if you look close, you can even see the doubling by the naked eye. So, that is an awesome find. Awesome find. But I was looking at that, and then I just looked back over to the dollars, and I see that one right there, which is definitely an NIFC, Calvin Coolidge. So, I think I have a Calvin Coolidge, 2014 Denver. So, I don't think I need this one, but I'll have to look just to make sure. Let's just look at some of these other ones here, just while we're here. Most of these didn't stick out to me. That's a nice Abraham Lincoln. There's a Susan B. Denver. Nice toning on that one. 2000 Philly, I'll have to check that for the... Oh, here's an NIFC. Ronald Reagan. There you go, so that's another find right there. Another NIFC. Only have a couple left here. I don't think there's anything else. But yeah, I mean, we got a couple NIFCs and a DDO in the half dollars. I will take it. I think this might actually end up being a video. So, yeah, let's get into the other denominations. All right, well, unfortunately, the rest of this hunt is not going how I hoped. Now, I didn't expect that we'd get a ton of finds, but I was hoping we would get something. I did get a find. I'm in the third roll of nickels. I still have a few rolls of pennies. I did get a find there. I will recap some of the other finds, though, because side finds sure were aplenty. As far as quarters, the only thing I pulled out was this really nice 1978. Right there. And then I ended up getting two of these extra claw errors. So yeah, surprisingly, I got two of them, and they are both in pretty good shape. So, and then I got a... it's not focusing. 1966 dime that kind of has like a little bit of a mirror-like quality to it. I don't know, kind of interesting. And then I got two of those 1970 Denver proof reverse dimes that are selling for a couple dollars on eBay. And then I got a very nice 1979 dime. So, but no other finds other than those three right there. But I finally got another find right here, 1959. Just made it. So, I'm happy we got something. Let's see if there's anything else in here. I don't see anything else. All right, we have a couple rolls of pennies still to go. All right, so we finished with all those rolls, and yeah, not the best hunt of all time. Now, I said in the intro that I wasn't necessarily expecting a crap ton from this hunt, but man, it was even more rough than I thought it would be. But I am happy with the coins we did get. And it's actually more side finds than actual finds. And I showed most of those to you. The 2024 Philly half dollar, the two extra claw errors, that nice 1978 quarter, nice 1979 dime, that 1966 dime that's in good shape. Those two 1970 proof reverse pennies, and then this one, which I just thought was kind of cool. The only thing I pulled out in the pennies, kind of just kind of a cool worn down one. I don't know, kind of funny. Yeah, so nothing in the pennies either. No foreigns, no nothing. And then as far as actual finds, we got that 1959 Denver, two NIFCs and the dollar coins, that Ronald Reagan and the Calvin Coolidge. And then probably the best find of the hunt was that DDO. My first ever official DDO coin. I found varieties of other sorts. I found wide AMs. I found, extra claw errors on the quarters, but this is my first official double die coin. So that's actually a pretty cool find. And you know what? I was gonna leave this a standalone video, but I guess technically I could just upload this, and if things end up changing tomorrow, I might end up just uploading it. But I should be getting some more coins tomorrow, probably. So I am going to combine this, even though this find is what I would probably flip up and consider to end the video. But only because we just didn't get very much, even less than I thought we would. So I will probably see you guys in the next set of clips. Alright guys, we're going to do another mixed coin hunt. Now this is my first coin roll hunt of 2026. And these coins I actually got in 2025. Now usually I would try to hunt these before the year ends. I've done that. I think I did that last year, and I know I did that in 2020. Or I'm sorry. I know I say last year as in 2024. My brain is still in 2025 mode. So I did that both in 2024 and for sure in 2023. But as I have posted about, there's been a lot going on. Ever since Christmas Eve, I've been dealing with some kind of virus or something, and haven't really been feeling that great. So I wasn't really able to do much coin roll hunting. Plus, we were also doing a lot of stuff during the daytime. So there was just a lot of things going on. We were doing a lot of stuff, and so between that and also me not feeling great, I wasn't really able to do any coin roll hunts. But one day during that week, I did go to a couple other banks and pick up all this. So yeah, I mean, it's a lot as far as coins go. It looks like a lot, especially though because all the coins are on their side. Now you'll notice I only got one penny roll over here. Now I only ended up getting 4 total rolls of pennies. It seems like most banks, at least the bank that I go to, Chase, they're only, even when I have pennies, the most they're usually willing to give me is like 4 rolls per branch. Now you're wondering, I said I got 4 rolls. Where are the other 3 rolls? Well, those were actually circulated Loomis rolls. As you can see, all the machine wrapped stuff is Loomis here. But in another bank trip, I had got like $4.50 worth of circulated Brinks rolls, and then I ended up getting 3 Loomis rolls of pennies. Now I'm actually holding on to those. I'm not sure if I'm just going to keep them in my collection or what, because I already have some uncirculated rolls of pennies that I've been holding on to, as well as I've also created some 2025 rolls because those are going for a little bit more than face value. But I don't have any circulated machine wrapped rolls in my possession because the whole penny thing kind of came upon me pretty quick. So I actually took those out of the hunt. So we only have 1 penny roll today. But I guess that's going to be just kind of an extra thing. So yeah. So as far as totals here, we got about a little less than 200 in quarters. All the machine wrap stuff is circulated. We got a lot of dimes. We got, I think, at least $120. 1 machine wrapped roll. And $80 worth of nickels, and a lot of machine wrap stuff, so I'm hopeful we can find something. I see some old enders on here, so we'll see what we can get. Now, this thing, you might be wondering what's in here. So this is going to be the most interesting part of the hunt, I think. At least as far as the coins we're going to hunt. Who knows if we're going to get anything in here. But this one of the banks I went to, what I usually do is I just ask right off the bat when I'm getting, before I ask for other coins, if they have any half dollars and dollars, so I can buy those and get those out of the way. One of the tellers was like, "Oh yeah, we have some half dollars, but they're all loose." She had $130 in half dollars, and that's right, they are all loose. Now, she was saying that they don't get half dollar wraps anymore, so they're all loose. So, I mean, I did take a little first glance in there, and I didn't see any silver edges. And I'm also, obviously I have my concerns about, if this all came from one person. If it did, there's a good chance it's a coin hunter. I don't know if they accumulated it. If they accumulated it, I'm a lot more hopeful. But a lot of people might get loose half dollars a lot of the time. The only reason why this is super cool for me is my banks don't have coin machines, and we also don't have stores over in my state where you can buy half dollars at a coin machine. So I rarely get loose half dollars unless it's less than $10 that I get at a branch, or loose half dollars that I get and accumulate from a couple different banks. So I rarely get to hunt loose half dollars of this much volume. So that's going to be kind of fun. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up from denomination. So I'm going to start by hunting that 1 penny roll, and then I'll do the nickels, dimes, quarters, and I'll finish off with that bag. The anticipation might be for nothing. There actually is a total of $137. One of the other tellers had $7 loose, so putting those to the end could be for nothing, because we could very well be skunked. But you got to remember, this is almost 14 rolls of half dollars worth. So they also gave me this bag too, which is kind of cool. So I'm going to stop talking because I feel I've talked a lot. I'm going to start with that 1 penny roll, then old nickels, and we'll see what we can get. Hopefully we can start the year on a bang. Doing my first hunt of the year a little bit later than the last couple years, but let's get started. All right, so I'm on nickels, obviously. The only thing, I actually did pull something out of that penny roll, but it was just a nicer 2009 penny. I also pulled out one of these, could be another improperly annealed coins. Although, I find these so much, I kind of question whether it's improperly annealed, because I feel like I find those a lot. But I'm starting with the custom wrap rolls, and I'm on roll 3, and it's a very minor find, but it's a 1959. It's also got the Ring of Death, but it's a 1959 out of Denver, and I'm going to, because I feel like because the camera has kind of had issues lately, I'm not gonna hold them super close to the camera. I'm kind of just gonna do like this, because you can see that. So I might do it like that. Who knows? Maybe even from now on. It depends on when the camera decides to cooperate. So, but yeah, let's keep going. Oh, I just wanted to say also, that 2009 penny that I found in that penny roll is actually technically my first find of the year. And I will flip this up, because I do, no matter how insignificant of a find it is, I always flip up my first find of the year, so that coin will be going in a 2x2. Alright, well this was quite unexpected. Holy cow, guys. I am, and this is also kind of sad, because so this roll right here, it was taped on both sides, and I'll talk about that coin in a second. But I opened it from the other side. I did look at the ender, because often when I get taped rolls, I just, it's just out of curiosity. You're trying to get the tape off, you look at the end. But I opened it from the other end. So I saw that coin, and it was like a 73 or something. So, man, I should have opened this from the other side. Look at that, guys. We're 4 rolls of nickels in, and that's a silver nickel. Right there. Holy cow, guys. A silver nickel ender on this roll. 1944 out of Denver. We got silver. Second find, and I think that one looks old right there. I'm just gonna go through the roll just because that was an interesting find for sure, and I don't want to miss any others. But yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely a find there. 1940 out of San Francisco. Oldest so far. Not really seeing. Nope, I don't see anything else, but that's an awesome find. Let's keep going. I just realized it's the first coin roll hunt of 2026, and I'm already getting scammed. I don't know how the bank saw. I don't know how the bank didn't notice that, but you give me a silver in every hunt, I'll take a short roll. All right, I'm on roll 6. I got a 1954 slot reverse side. 54 out of Denver, so second in the 50s. Not seeing anything right off the bat, but let's keep going. All right, got another find here. Got 5 more rolls of customer app nickels to go, but it's a 1956 out of Denver. So we'll move those to the side and keep going. All right, 2 more customer app rolls left, and that one definitely looks old. So let's see. Yep. Another 1940 out of Philly. Second from that year. Let's keep going. All right, we got. I'm starting with the machine wrap rolls on the very first roll. This one was reverse, and 1941 out of Denver. So another in the 40s, and a couple other ones that might look kind of old here. This one, yep, 1947 out of Philly. So that's another in the 1940s. Oh, that one actually is right there. And then let's keep going with this. I don't see anything else, but we will keep going. All right, I had gotten another reverse facing one. That's a pretty nice 64. And I had turned it around. Got a 1951 Denver. So almost a semi-key date. I had saw a mint mark. I wasn't sure what it was, and I saw 1951, and I was hoping it was one, but it isn't. But still, I'm actually gonna put the 50s down here, so that way even things out a bit more. All right, whoa, that one's in terrible shape. I'm still looking for 2024s. I have some 2024 nickels now, thanks to a gift from a family member, but and I will show those in an upcoming showing of some coins I had gotten for Christmas. But yeah, there we go. Let's keep going. All right, I got another find. Got a 1952 San Francisco, a bit lower minted, I believe. And I guess we'll zoom this in a bit. All right, let's keep going. All right, I got another find here. It was almost an ender. I got another 1940 out of San Francisco. That's actually our third from that year. So let's see if there's anything else in here. 61, 85. All right, let's keep going. All right, this must be the hunt of the 1940 because we got another 1940 out of Philly. So we got 4 of those now. All right, let's keep going. All right, I got a good find here. I was almost towards the end of the roll and I didn't notice it until now, but we have. Actually, gonna zoom it in a bit for this one. A 1949 S semi-key date, and it's actually in pretty good shape. Wow, that is in very good condition. So that was a pretty good find right there. Let's keep going. All right, guys. Well, we did it. We a little bit earlier in the hunt, we had gotten our first silver nickel of the year, and there we go. I didn't even see it until I was about halfway into the roll. In fact, I actually looked at the entire roll, didn't actually see anything at first. We got a buffalo. I saw the face right there. Oh, and it's dated too. That's pretty cool. It's a dated buffalo nickel, 1930. 1930 out of Philadelphia. So we got a buffalo. First buffalo of the new year. That was a good find. Actually, I'll put I'll put the... I also, one of the custom wrapped rolls I totally forgot to share. I had gotten 2 dimes in there, so that was kind of neat. I'm actually going to put the silver and the buffalo nickel up there. So, yeah. First silver nickel and first buffalo nickel of the year. Let's keep going. I just wanted to... I totally didn't realize this, guys. I had just said that I totally forgot to share that one of the custom wrap rolls had 2 dimes. I just realized one of the dimes is a 2024 dime. And these are actually a little bit lower mintage. The Philadelphias, I think, are actually around the same mintage as the 2009 Philly, I believe. I think the 2024 Phillies are around the same mintage. The 2024 Denvers have a bit more. That's about 130 million. But it's still a pretty low minted coin. So that's actually a find in itself, interestingly. Let's keep going. All right, very next roll, I got a 1950s. 1952 out of Philly. All right, some nice ones here. I don't see anything else, but let's keep after it. All right, well, wow, guys, we did it again. I was just about to turn the camera on because I had pulled out 2 50s nickels simultaneously, a 1957 Denver and a 1953 Philly. Right there, so 53 is a new one. And 57, actually, so we got 2 new years represented here. But look at that. One of the ones that I just thought was another old nickel. We got another silver. Another silver nickel. And it's in decent shape. That's actually in decent shape. I mean, compare it to that other one. Look at that. That is actually in pretty good condition. 1945. That is in good shape. It's still, it's still got some wear, but I didn't notice it by the edge. So we got silver nickel number 2 of the hunt. Another good find. And let's keep going. We still have, we're still on the machine wrapped rolls, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We still have 12 rolls. We still have 12 rolls of machine wrapped nickels to go. So let's keep going. All right, last couple rolls. Got a couple more 50s. I thought I'd just show them here. Another 1952D and another 1957 out of Denver. So we're getting a good mix of dates, but we're also starting to get some duplicates. So We got 10 rolls left. Let's keep going. All right, I got another 40s here. Another from the 40s. 1941. Sorry, just got a text message. 41 out of Denver. All right, let's keep going. We only got 5 rolls left. All right, I got another find. 1956 out of Denver. We got another one earlier. Let's keep going. All right, we had an ender, which actually was one I had noticed before, but I was kind of just waiting until I got to it. We got another 1949. This one, not as good a condition, and that one is a Denver. So, but I'm actually gonna put the other one on top. But we got one more roll to go, and then we're moving on. All right, same roll. I actually did not notice it because it was in decent shape. 1958. Out of Denver, and surprisingly, that is our first from there. I just realized I put the 1949 on the wrong space, but yep, another new year. Let's keep going. All right, last roll, and I plucked this one just because it kind of looked dirty. It is not silver, but it is another 1958 in very dirty condition. So it's the polar opposite of the other one. Let's just, you know what? Because it's the last roll of nickels. Let's just see if there's anything else in here. Is this something? Yep, another one. 1953. Out of Denver. Second from that year. Got some shiny ones. Alright, I think that is it for the nickels. Let's move on to the dimes. Alright, I'm on roll 3 of the dimes, and I got a Canadian dime. I feel like I haven't gotten a Canadian dime in a while in a roll, but it was very clear. It definitely wasn't silver. 2019. There you go. We got our first... We got a find in the dimes. I'm not going to say our first find because I don't want to jinx anything, but let's keep going. All right, next roll. Canadian dime number 2. 2007. All right. Hopefully we get some more finds. Let's keep going. All right, so a bit of an update. Sadly, all the rest of those dimes and all those quarters produced nothing. The only thing I got in the dimes was a couple Canadian dimes pretty early on. So we didn't get skunked as far as finds in the dimes, but man, that was rough. It honestly feels like whenever I get larger amounts of dimes, I end up not getting much. I don't know what it is. I feel like I end up getting lucky is when I end up getting smaller amounts of dimes. So, man, those dimes and quarters were quite the letdown. But we still got some good finds here with those nickels there. I'm sad that we didn't have any pennies to add to it. But well, we had one roll. But I'm gonna have to start thinking that way with these mixed hunts because, you know, I'm gonna have to start thinking of getting pennies the same way I do getting half dollars and dollars, but I still want to try to get as many as I can. So who knows, I might end up doing a video where I start adding some of those machine wrapped ones in. But now we're on to the half dollars, so I guess just opening the bag here. Oh, look at that. I didn't notice that on the top of the bag before, but look at that. That one looks shiny. We got a proof. We got a proof. I did not notice that whatsoever. Maybe there is something in here. I don't know. It looks very nice, too. It's 1994. 1994. That is in good shape. I hate that it was rolling around in the bag. Hopefully it didn't get too scratched up from that, but I didn't notice that on the top of the bag when I initially got these coins. So, yeah, we got a proof right off the bat. It was a very convenient placing there. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's in here. So, I'm going to get started looking through these, and, I will, let you know if I, get any other finds. Alright, well, I went through all of those loose half dollars. I've already wrapped most of them up. There was no silver in there. Not sure if these are from Coin Roll Hunters. I would assume probably some of them are at least. But the only other thing I got was actually towards the very end. It was actually one of the last few coins. I actually got a 2025. My very first half dollar from 2025. And it is a Philly. So, I don't know what the mintages on these are. I feel like I heard somewhere 2025 is back to the NIFC. But I definitely don't have this. So it is gonna find either way because I don't have it. So these are just, some extras that didn't fit into wraps. And then I also have 4 1974Ds that I'm gonna check for the DDO because I found one of those recently. So I'm gonna check those. But the only find we got in the half dollars was of the coin we saw right away, the 1994 proof. So. Yeah, that was actually that was a pretty cool coincidence right there. It was at the top of the bag. So I'm gonna look at these, make sure there's no DDOs, and then I'll get you guys a wrap up. All right, so we finished that hunt, and yeah, there were definitely some ups and downs in this hunt, but it was still a good hunt to start off the year. And we got some silver right off the bat. We got a couple coins that are going to be in flips, with the exception of that one, obviously. So we started off the year pretty good. I know, in 2024, or no, I know 2025. I know last year, 2025, we started off the year pretty hot as well, and I think we had a few more flips, and we had a few more flips earlier in the year. But 2026 might be a year where I'm not necessarily getting as many coin roll hunting finds because, as I've shared, life's moving forward, and probably going to be doing some other things soon. So I can't take coin roll hunting for granted as much. So when I do coin roll hunts, I'm very happy with what I get. So, yeah, so again, pennies obviously weren't, because we didn't really have any pennies, but that was, because I started with that one penny roll. That'll also get put in a flip because it's my very first find. As far as other side finds here, my battery on my phone is low, so I don't have my flashlight, but I got this kind of green-toned one. I don't know, kind of interesting. I got this 1960 that has a little teeny cud right in front of the 0. I found one similar a couple years ago, and then this one which has kind of looks like a counter stamp in it, so that's kind of neat. And then we got that dime in the nickel roll that was a 2024, and I'm keeping all the ones I see because they're pretty low minted, similar to the 2009s. That 2009 penny that I showed you, 3 1970 Denver proof reverses in the dimes, a nice 1977 dime, a nice 1991 nickel, 2 of these which could possibly be improperly annealed coins, and then this which is pretty exciting. Haven't found any 2025 Denvers, but it's in pretty good shape. It has a pretty good bag mark right there. That's pretty pronounced. But other than that, it's in good shape. So, first 2025 half dollar. There were so many 2024s and 2023s in there that I saw this one and I thought for sure. But first 2025 half dollar. I know people are finding them. I think Halftime, the channel Halftime, shout out to him, his channel. I think he might have found some, but that's my first one. And then as far as, I guess, kind of the actual finds, we got a lot in the 50s, 151, 3 52s, 2 53s, 154, 156, 2 from 57, 2 from 58, and 1 from 59. So I think the only years that we're missing here are 1950, obviously, and 1955. So There you go. And we also got multiple of each date. So the nickels were definitely the most successful denomination by far. The 40s, we got a lot from 1940. We have 4 of them. So got a lot of that date for some reason. 2 1941s, 1 1947, 2 1949s, and then, make a little extra note of this one because it's a semi-key date, 49S, and it is in pretty good condition. So that's another little good find there. For dimes, as far as actual finds, 2 Canadian coins. Again, definitely wish we did better in the silver. Quarters, I didn't even pull anything out. So, it was under $200, but it's been a bit since quarters have produced. So I was hoping, but not today. And then the best finds of the hunt were these 4 here. We got that first silver nickel from 1944 out of Denver. And again, with the price of silver right now, it's at like $80 an ounce or something crazy. So I think just these 2 is worth like $8 to $10 just in silver right now. And then the 45S, which is in a bit better shape. And then the Buffalo. We did get our first Buffalo of the year. 1930 out of Philly. And it's nice getting silver nickels and Buffalo nickels because, again, my most local chase isn't giving me boxes right now. And then that proof, which was the only real find out other than the 2025 out of those $half, and it was right on the top of the bag. So, yeah, and it was very, it's actually in really good shape too. I might try to get some of that little bit of scuffing there off with, a tissue, but, yeah, so, decent hunt. Definitely wish the dimes produced a little more and wish the quarters produced something. But still a great hunt. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.